All right, let's dive into astrofinance.
It's a fascinating blend of astrology and market trends.
Way more than just checking your horoscope, though, right?
Yeah, it really challenges how we usually think about financial analysis.
Charts, graphs, the usual stuff.
Exactly. Instead, astrofinance suggests that, well, celestial patterns might give us some clues about the market.
Okay, so who is behind this?
The leading expert in this field is Osher.
He's a financial astrologer.
With over 20 years of experience, he's been a pioneer in this, using his deep understanding of astrology to try and see potential market trends.
I heard that he even uses AI in his work.
That's right, he collaborates with what he calls Astrobot Benjamin.
Astrobot Benjamin. What, like a robot sidekick?
Kind of. It's an AI agent that helps him process and present all the complex information.
So it's crunching numbers and making predictions.
Not exactly. It's more like a translator, I'd say.
Interesting.
It helps bridge that gap between the complicated astrological calculations and then how that relates to the markets.
Okay, so let's get down to the core of this. Astrofinance is basically the idea that movements of the stars and planets can actually affect the markets.
That's the foundation.
I mean, we all know the moon affects the tides.
Right. So astrofinance takes that idea and says, well, maybe other celestial bodies have subtle influences on us too.
On our financial decisions, maybe even broader market trends.
Exactly.
Okay, so how does someone actually use this to decide, like when to buy or sell stocks?
That's where the wealth timing calendar comes in.
The wealth timing calendar, what is that?
It's one of Osher's main tools. Imagine it's like a personalized roadmap. It suggests the best days for you to invest, maybe warns you about potential downturns.
And this is based on what?
Your individual astrological chart.
Hold on. You're telling me my birth chart can tell me when to buy or sell Apple stock?
It's not about predicting the future with total certainty. It's more about understanding your own personal financial cycles and then how those cycles line up with what's happening in the markets overall.
Okay, I have to admit, I'm a bit skeptical, but also very curious.
It's about making more informed decisions, potentially maximizing your gains and minimizing risks.
All right, you got my attention. So walk me through this wealth timing calendar. What's the process like?
It all starts with your natal chart. That's like a snapshot of the sky at the exact moment you were born.
Okay, got it.
Osher spends 1 to 2 hours really analyzing that chart, calculating planetary positions and all that.
So he's not just like plugging it into some software.
No, it's real in-depth analysis. And from that analysis, he creates a personalized calendar just for you.
Personalized.
Yeah, and it's even color-coded. Each day is marked green, red, or white.
And these colors tell you.
They represent different levels of opportunity and risk.
So how do the colors actually guide what you do with your money?
Okay, so green days are your go days.
Green means go. Makes sense.
It means the astrological influences are aligned in your favor. It's a good time for making investments or taking calculated risks.
And what about red?
Red days are more cautionary. Think of it as a time to be a little more conservative with your finances, especially for any high-risk investments or big purchases.
Like a cosmic stop sign.
Exactly.
So red means hold back, green means go. What about white?
White days are basically neutral periods. The astrological influences are seen as, having minimal impact on your finances.
So just stay the course.
Yep.
So it's like a guide that says when to jump in, when to hold back, and when to just stay steady. That could be valuable whether you're an investor looking at the long term or a trader making quick decisions.
Exactly. And the key here is this. It's not about ignoring traditional financial analysis completely.
Right.
It's about adding another layer of insight.
Yeah.
Aligning your actions with these personal financial cycles that you have.
Okay, so potentially maximizing your success.
Right.
This is really making me think differently about things. It's almost like having a secret weapon, right?
Yeah.
This cosmic edge that can help you navigate the markets with more confidence.
I think what's so interesting about astrofinance is that it makes us question the idea that timing in finance is all about just watching charts and news. It suggests that understanding your own personal rhythms, your own cycles, is really important.
Especially if you want to take advantage of market opportunity.
Exactly.
It's like, what if you've always felt like you're missing out on those big wins, or maybe you're making decisions at the wrong time? Maybe this calendar can help you get back on track.
That's the idea. It's not about guaranteeing riches, but it's about empowering you to make choices that are in sync with what your astrological blueprint is telling you. And for those traders out there, imagine having a tool that gives you a heads up about potentially volatile days.
Oh, that would be useful.
Yeah, you could adjust your strategy, manage your risk more effectively.
Okay, color me intrigued. But how can we really know that these planetary influences will actually have an impact on the market? Isn't it all a bit, unpredictable?
That's a valid question.
Yeah.
And we have to remember, no tool can predict the future perfectly, astrology or not. So the wealth timing calendar is not like a crystal ball.
Right.
It's more like, think of it as a compass.
Okay.
It guides you towards decisions that are aligned with your energy, maybe increases your chances of success.
So you're still paying attention to market trends, doing your research, but adding this extra layer of personalized timing.
Exactly. It's acknowledging that there might be more to timing in finance than we traditionally think.
And maybe we can actually use these personal cycles to make smarter choices and get better outcomes.
That's the idea.
This is all really fascinating. I want to make sure I understand the big benefit of the wealth timing calendar, though. Is it more about avoiding losses, or is it about making the most of gains by acting at just the right time?
I'd say it's both. It's about understanding when to hold back, when to take a calculated risk, when to just ride the wave. By aligning your actions with your personal financial cycles, you can avoid those major pitfalls.
And hopefully capitalize on opportunities.
You got it?
This could be a game changer for anyone who's really serious about taking control of their financial future.
Yeah. And it's not about blindly following predictions either.
Right.
It's about giving you a new perspective, helping you connect with your intuition, and ultimately make choices that feel right for you.
This has been incredible. I'm really curious to learn more about how Osher uses AI in his live charts too. But first, we need to take a quick pause.
Welcome back. Let's get into how Osher actually uses AI to, enhance his astrological analysis in these live charts.
Yeah, you mentioned Astrobot Benjamin earlier. Tell me more about this AI. Is it basically like a digital astrologer, crunching numbers, spitting out predictions?
Not exactly. Think of Benjamin as more of a high-tech translator. Yeah, he helps bridge the gap. The complexities of the astrological calculations, and then the world of market analysis.
So it helps Osher make sense of all that data from both an astrological and a financial perspective.
Exactly. It lets him really dig into the nuances of the celestial patterns and see how those might actually correlate with market movements.
Okay, but how does this all show up in the live charts? Are these like actual predictions, or is it more subtle than that?
Remember, no tool can predict the future perfectly.
Right.
And that includes these charts. They're more like a roadmap, highlighting potential periods of, say, volatility or stability.
Based on what? The positions of the planets?
Yes, based on those astrological calculations.
So it's a guide to help you navigate the market, knowing that those astrological influences might be at play.
You got it. And these live charts are dynamic.
Meaning?
They're constantly updating in real time.
As the planets and stars are moving.
As the celestial bodies shift, exactly. So they can give insights into things like maybe potential market turning points or periods where we might see more activity.
That's super valuable for traders, the ones who need to react quickly to changes.
For sure. Imagine you're a day trader trying to find those perfect entry and exit points. Having this extra layer of information highlighting those potential astrologically influenced shifts, that could be huge.
It's like a cosmic heads up, almost.
Exactly. And that's where Osher's approach really stands out, I think. He blends the astrological insights with real-time market data and, his own expertise to create something really comprehensive.
Right.
It's not just about blindly following, astrological dogma. It's about recognizing these potential correlations, making smarter decisions.
So if I'm already using, the traditional financial tools, the live charts could be another resource.
Yeah.
Add that astrological dimension to what I'm already doing.
That's a great way to think about it. It's about expanding your perspective, getting a deeper understanding of how the market works.
Now, you mentioned earlier that the wealth timing calendar is personalized, right?
Yeah.
Based on someone's birth chart. Can you break that down a little more?
Think of your natal chart as like a cosmic blueprint, revealing your unique energetic makeup. It's that snapshot of the sky at the exact moment you were born.
So Osher analyzes that chart to see what a person's financial cycles are like and how those might align with the bigger market trends.
Exactly. He's looking for specific planetary placements, aspects, that could indicate periods of, say, financial opportunity or challenge for that individual.
So it's like everyone has their own financial rhythm.
Yeah.
Kind of set by those planets at their birth.
Right. And the wealth timing calendar is trying to help you tune into that rhythm so you can move in sync with your financial potential. It's not just about avoiding losses, it's about capitalizing on gains by making sure your actions are aligned with your astrological cycles.
I really like this idea of personalizing your investment strategy, like working with your own cosmic energy.
It's about recognizing that timing in finance isn't just this external thing. Your internal compass, influenced by the planets, plays a role too. It's a blend of intuition and analysis.
So does Usher have like specific live charts for different markets, or is it more of a general overview?
He actually has a variety of live charts tailored to different markets. You've got Bitcoin, the S&P 500, gold, oil. So you can focus on what aligns with your interests and strategies.
So you can use them to get an astrologically informed perspective on, say, the Bitcoin market trends that you're already following.
Exactly. And don't forget, you can combine that with the personalized wealth timing calendar, for a really powerful approach.
It's like a multi-dimensional map.
Right. It gives you that broad overview and then a customized route.
My mind is officially blown. This whole thing is giving me a completely new way to think about my money.
That's the power of exploring new perspectives, right?
Yeah.
It challenges our assumptions, opens up our awareness, and maybe even empowers us to make different choices.
Before we wrap up this part, let's go back to something you mentioned earlier, Osher's Astro Finance Method course. You said he actually teaches people how to create their own wealth timing calendar.
That's right. It's all about empowerment.
I love that. So instead of giving someone the fish, he's teaching them how to fish.
Exactly. And it's not just about the technical stuff, like how to calculate planetary positions. He goes into the deeper philosophy, the spiritual side of astrofinance.
Wow.
He helps you connect with the ancient wisdom behind it.
That sounds incredible. And you mentioned something called Astro Tantra.
Yes, that's a really fascinating part of his course. It gets into the more subtle, energetic aspects of astrology and how those can be applied to both personal and financial realms.
We're definitely going to have to explore that more. Stay tuned, everyone, as we continue our deep dive into the world of astrofinance. Okay, let's get back to this Astro Tantra. It sounds pretty mystical, if I'm honest.
Mm-hmm.
How does it connect to finance?
It is one of the more interesting parts of Osher's work, I think.
Yeah.
He describes Astro Tantra as a way to, tack into the subtle energies that are linked to the planets.
Okay.
And then use that awareness to, boost your personal growth and make better financial decisions.
I'm trying to picture this. How can planets have energies?
Yeah.
And how do we even tap into them?
Well, we know that the moon's gravity affects the tides, right?
Right.
Astro Tantra says that maybe other celestial bodies are also influencing us, just in more subtle ways, creating energy patterns that can affect, our emotions, how we behave, even our financial choices.
So it's like we're not just making these financial decisions on our own, we're actually part of this bigger cosmic web influenced by the planets.
Exactly. And by understanding these planetary energies and how they mix with our own personal energy, we can get a deeper understanding of our financial patterns, and then ideally make choices that are better for us overall.
This is almost like a form of therapy, but with a cosmic twist. Is it about meditation? Visualization?
Osher's approach to Astro Tantra is multifaceted. It can involve practices like mindfulness, energy work, maybe even working with crystals or gemstones. Yeah, ones that are associated with different planets.
So it's a blend of the ancient and the modern, all aimed at getting our financial actions lined up with our cosmic blueprint or something. This is really stretching my usual way of thinking about money.
It is a shift in perspective. What astrofinance is saying, especially with Astro Tantra, is that our finances aren't just about the numbers, the charts. It's also about energy, our intentions, and our connection to something bigger.
So it's like our financial situation is a reflection of what's happening inside of us. And by working on ourselves, we can change our financial reality.
Powerful insight, right? And it lines up with a lot of ancient wisdom traditions, those that view wealth not just as having lots of money, but also as this state of inner harmony and alignment.
So if someone is feeling stuck financially, Astro Tantra might say the problem isn't just what's happening in their bank account. It's also about their energy and what they believe.
Right. And by addressing those blocks, those internal blocks, using things like Astro Tantra, they might see their finances start to change too.
Like clearing the path for abundance to flow in.
Exactly.
This has been an incredible journey. Astrology, finance, AI, ancient wisdom traditions, all in one. What are your final thoughts about astrofinance and what Osher is doing?
What I find really remarkable is how Osher brings all these different disciplines together. He's created a totally new way to approach financial decisions.
Yeah,
He's not just relying on one system, but weaving them all together to get a more holistic picture.
I love that. So for our listeners who are now super intrigued and want to learn more, where can they go?
Osher's website is the best place to start.
Okay.
You can find information about his Astro Finance Method course, the wealth timing calendar, the live charts. He's also active on social media, sharing insights and connecting with people.
So if you want to dive into the world of astral finance, you've got plenty of options. Any final wisdom you want to share for our listeners as they're navigating their financial journeys, whether they explore astral finance or stick with what they know?
I would say, remember that your financial journey is unique to you. What works for one person might not work for another. Be open to new ideas, trust your intuition, and don't be afraid to think outside the box. You might just discover a whole new way to think about money and create abundance.
That's a great takeaway. It's been fantastic exploring the world of astrofinance with you. To all our listeners out there, we encourage you to keep an open mind. Check out Osher's work, see if this speaks to you. Until next time, happy investing. And may your financial journey be filled with abundance and alignment.